It's 10:04, so we'll call the meeting to order. Do
Yes.
we have any public comment?
I suppose. I don't like doing it sometimes. It's too much. See if it'll stand still. Okay, Wes White, Salinas Minor County Homeless Union Co-President. Checking in, I guess. They're doing a sweep along the tracks right now, and it's an unnoticed sweep, so people don't know that, hey, it's raining, but you know what? You got to get out, and we're taking all your stuff into the rain. It's not really that cold yet, but it's winter season. We do have inclement weather, but that's not going to accommodate everyone. It only accommodates people for a night. If we're not providing folks housing, why are we taking the housing folks are providing for themselves? If you can support people, this is what I've been begging for, I guess, whatever, since I first started coming. They're fellow Americans, where's our patriotic spirit? Why are we just so complacent with all the redlining that is happening on a daily basis? Is it actually that the solution is more important than the problem? Maybe it is. Maybe there's more money in it, because, that's basically a gang out there making millions of dollars a day or a year. Consider the budget of the police, the dumpsters, the public works, the Smith and Enright. Everyone's getting paid, and we still have the same problem as we had just before that. It's just they are now truly homeless. They weren't homeless. They are homeless. They're landless. They're unpermitted. So then where can they be? Well, you can't be here, you can't be here, you can't be here. All no's and no yeses. That's like an abusive parent, just going to keep on beating up on you and never actually support you. It's tough love, kid. It's almost, when are we going to actually be the role models that we expect other people to be? Are we raising our children to not worry about cyberbullying or bullying in general? This is outright bullying. This is the way we talk about people is bullying. They're your fellow Americans. If you have a heart, then you shouldn't be like, well, that's just too bad. You just shouldn't be here. That's callous. We need to do better, and I wish you would help support me publicly at City Council to help me stop the sweeps.
Thank you, Beth. We're going to come to our consent agenda. So this is general business. The first item is going to be our minutes from August of 2025.
Did we approve this last meeting?
I don't think we did the August. I don't think we approved it because they came in the day of. So we tabled that item, but we approved prior. We didn't have a meeting in September. We approved July. August was a special meeting to say that we're no longer going to do what we're going to do, and so I don't think we approved that one. And as a second note, so August does need to get approved, which is part of this meeting, but on the October 25 minutes, I did not include them in this packet by accident. So apologies, and we can table that for next meeting. But financials are in, they're all there.
Okay, you going to discuss anything about the financials? Does anybody have any
Financials, I can, yeah. So financials, we are pretty much getting close. October is the 11th month out of our fiscal year. There's nothing not much stands out on them. It's kind of a combination of treasure report.
Can we wait for the treasurer report?
Yeah.
You can go ahead and
Oh,
pass
I'm
the...
fine to pass all these, yeah.
Okay. So we can get someone to make a motion to pass the minutes for August of 2025. Oh, sorry, public comment?
Pass.
If we can get a motion to accept the minutes from August 2025, it would be the financials for August and September and October, minus the minutes from October.
So moved. Second.
All approved?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, so next we're going to go to presentation and updates. And we're gonna pass over the president's presentation, because I'm not sure what she may have had in mind. And then we'll go on to the treasurer's report.
Yeah, so again, 11th month completed. Kind of a couple things to point out there. We closed our CD over at Mechanics Bank, deposited that back into our Comerica operating account. That was about $4,100 in interest, and so it's been a good thing to be doing that. A couple of years we've been doing that now. We've been doing 6-month CDs.
What rate are you getting?
So that rate was, I believe, 4 or 4.1 or something like that. So then Comerica, I wanted to give this to who will be our new treasurer, hopefully by the end of today. When I was down there, they've got some rates, pretty good rates that are still out there.
They're still the best in town. I shop at every.
Yeah, and so they've got a money market at 3 1/4, which I think could be a good interim. Because right now, I don't want to do a long-term, 6-month or so, because there's kind of a gap coming up here before we receive our December assessments. And usually the cities, there's a little bit of delay, we might get that in mid-January. And so if we put it on, if we move it to CD now, we'll run out of funds mid-January. And so it could be something where we move money over to the money market for the time being. You know, we can pull it out as
Or you
needed.
could just ladder it out a little bit.
Exactly.
Do 3 months and.
Yep. And then once the December assessments hit in January, I'd recommend, do a CD. I've always split it. Instead of going a CD at Comerica, I've always moved it back over to Mechanics. One is just FDIC, $250,000. If we're above that, it's kind of nice as having that split. That was kind of, we did that when some of the small banks were going under. Silicon Valley Bank went under, there was another one about 2 years ago, and I remember thinking the balance was 400 at the time. And anyway, it's kind of peace of mind, just split between the two. So it's something to consider for you all. But anyway, so that was about 4,167. Overall assessments for this past year, we actually collected more than what was budgeted, and I think that was from, we had some delinquents coming into the fiscal year that we collected on. SOBO for the year is under budget, what we projected, mostly because pressure washing didn't start at the beginning of the year. There was a gap for some reason where he wasn't doing the work, there was some miscommunication there. And so there was funds that we put for that didn't happen. DISI's pretty much on where they're gonna be.
If I can say about the pressure washing, I did submit another $6,000 check. It has not come back yet for signature, but that may hit this fiscal.
Yeah, okay. It should, because we've got enough in there.
Yeah.
I'd rather run this one overall. So, anyway.
What does he charge a month for that, and what does he cover?
He charges $900 a side. So,
Per block.
per block.
Per block.
Yeah, so we get them a couple times. I'm actually meeting him tomorrow to kind of work out a better schedule where because some of our merchants, side issue, but they want to have a better pattern of when it's going to happen. So I'm meeting with him tomorrow to figure that out, and so we know exactly when it's going to hit. I can tell the people exactly when it's going to hit. I know exactly when the money's coming out. That's the goal.
Well, we should also take into account the event calendar.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to do it right before the parade. I'll do it after the parade. Things like that.
Overall for the year, we started off the year with 214 and carry over from the last fiscal year. End of next month, I'm looking, we'll probably draw that down to 190, which has kind of been the goal, is to be drawing down this overage. Not the drawdown we expected though. I think we budgeted for more of a drawdown, but we had fortunately grant funds that helped supplement things.
How much of the 190 is unexpended grant funds? Is that just the 50?
No, that's not grant funds.
Doesn't include
That is only assessments. So that began, we had our initial founding. The first year we were getting granted the full year, but it was kind of, we had a little extra. COVID hit, and it was like, we couldn't spend anything. We couldn't have crews on the streets, we couldn't have, and so all of a sudden it was like, hey, wait a second. And so now we've been on this kind of over-providing services to draw that down and phase it out completely by the time we retire.
2030, unless we get re-upped.
Well, I guess one of the questions we need to ask ourselves at some point is, do we, and if we want to be re-upped, sign of good faith would be returned at some point.
That's what our bylaws and our
If we
management
don't
agreement
return,
says.
it would all be, if we don't re-up, it would all be returned.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying maximize what we return, saying, we're a good steward,
Yeah.
we didn't need to use it, give it back.
It's been enabling us to kind of over-provide. You know, either additional marketing to, maintenance crews on the street, and I think had it not been for the grant funds, that balance would have been depleted a lot sooner. So
Absolutely.
we had, like this last year, Damien's hire his first 4 months was paid for by grant funds. And so we're able to, it's kind of helped delay that, where we need to then contract our services to follow that. So.
Any public comment? Any other questions or deliberation, discussion? Okay, so I'll need a motion.
There's no motion.
Oh, okay, oh, just update.
Hey.
Oh, sorry.
So, I'm hurt.
District coordinator.
So, a bunch of you guys are already there, but I attended the housing meeting last week, really interesting stuff. I sent you guys all a report from my conference in San Luis Obispo last month, I think. But I attended the Main Street Conference in San Luis Obispo, met some other Main Street administrators and whatnot, talked about a lot of different things that other Main Streets are doing, we could be doing if you guys give that direction or not. I know we've been impartial regarding the farmer's market, but San Luis Obispo's farmer's market, I don't know if you guys have ever been there on a Thursday night. Oh my gosh, it's like half a mile long. I mean, it's insane. So it's like thousands of people. It's really impressive. So, and the big takeaway from that conference was just, I think I put in the report, I said radical collaboration, like everybody just talking to every other body out there and coordinating services and things like that. So I think that's a really, really good takeaway that I'd like to continue here.
Would that be continued at night?
I'm sorry?
Would that be continued here at night?
Oh, that's the, you're talking about the farmer's market specifically.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but I'm just talking about overall with all the things that we're doing. It makes sense for us to continue to collaborate with every entity out there and do better. And that's one of the things I have to work on, where I reach out to other organizations that are within our districts, even across the district or outside the district, to make sure that we get the best bang for the buck, I guess,
Their farmer's market is on.
But theirs is at night.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
Thursday night.
That's my point.
Oh, yes.
My point is,
Yeah.
that's where I think we should be.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I like it too.
Is it similar to like the Alvarado market in Monterey?
Yes,
Just the scale
it's
is
just bigger.
dramatically larger than that.
Oh, it's
It's,
huge.
it's massive. I mean, it goes from,
San
Oh,
Luis is really
God,
big.
it goes from one side of our downtown to the other. One of the really cool things, and I think it's something that we need to advocate for our farmers market here, is they have, and they're trying to do it, but I'm deathly afraid of vehicle accidents and or violent acts where they're gonna drive a vehicle through our farmers market. Like, that is one of my, I'm so scared that's gonna happen one of these days. Either there's gonna be some old lady or old gentleman that puts the foot on the gas instead of the brakes, or someone actually doing malicious harm. But the Seoul farmers market had these massive steel barriers, and I'm like, wow, these are really cool.
Well, what we do for Real for Life, we did park a cement truck or a big trailer.
And exactly, that was
That was not by
the
the short term, all that stuff.
And Joel and the farmers market is putting large vehicles at the front and at the beginning and the end. So that's, but I think from a safety standpoint, like as it grows, as it stays busier, that's something that should be evaluated. But that's a whole different topic. It was just,
Yeah, I think that's legitimate,
Oh.
I mean, like, somebody drove through the front door of the Steinbeck Center.
it is?
Yeah.
No kidding.
They drove through the front door.
Well,
That was like about a year, within a year after it was finished. And that's when there were steps out in front, remember that?
Oh, I don't
And
remember that.
somebody just had a seizure or something and hit the gas and they drove right through the middle of the front entrance. Yeah, they almost hit the reception desk, except I put a downspout right in the way. It was like a steel, you know, a 4-inch steel downspout, and this van, you know, you just see it,
Mhm.
the indent, you know.
Well, and some of the other takeaways were, you know, they have all their public works, or their work crews from the downtown association they're certified in various SEPTED, community, SEPTED. It's basically a through environment, it's crime prevention through environmental design, that's what it stands for. So you train all your workers to like keep an eye on, like, oh, are the lights out? Are are these bushes too big where you can hide things behind it? Like little practical things. So it's just really, really interesting takeaways that, just within our district, we're kind of in our little echo chamber, and just seeing what's out there was really good. So, I don't know if you, moving to the next thing, first Friday, Salinas. I don't know if you guys were here last Friday. It was a zoo. There were so many people out. I think it was a great success. The Arts Council is leading or spearheading the project through a grant that they received from the city of Salinas to get more, ultimately more bodies downtown. And there's some things we have to work out, some coordination, some scheduling events maybe. But overall, there were lots of people out. I think everybody I've talked to was happy. All the restaurants that I peered my head inside were busy. So it was good.
Another nighttime activity.
Yes, it was great. I mean, I was out there with my kid, and if you see kids and puppies, you're doing a good job. So if it's not safe, we're not going to take our family and our puppies down here, right? And we did hire additional security for that. That is going to be reimbursed to us by the Arts Council. It didn't make sense for them to hire just get their own contract. So I talked to Jackie Atchison and said that we will just ramp up our staffing and we'll just, compensate us for that. So part of the radical collaboration bit.
Right. Let's make sure we get that into this year, because the way we keep our books settled.
Got it. For this particular Friday, it was 3 hours at $30, so it was $90 difference, but yes. And let's see.
So how do we, I want to leave the subject about evening, farmer's market and other things. So how do we move forward with getting that on the dais, and that's the direction we want to go? How do we suggest that to the merchants up and down the street and over on Monterey Street, over on Salinas Street? But it is one of the few times the parking lots are empty.
Has anybody talked to Joel about that idea?
I don't know, but there are some other things happening with the farmer's market that might be better discussed offline.
Yeah.
But there are some changes coming, I think. So, but I'm not sure exactly what. So I don't think I want to say that right here.
That market is really good. I don't know if any of you all go to it, but the market we have in downtown Salinas is full, great vendors. It's really a good market. So I think we got to give ourselves kudos on that. That's one of the real pluses I see in the downtown right now.
It's more of a food truck and with a few people selling stuff, but
No, there's a lot of people selling stuff. It's not just food trucks.
Well,
it
and
seemed like a lot of
the food truck thing, have you heard of the What's Grubbing event that Orlando Orsonio and his
You
cohort
don't know
took?
where the train station?
Well, they moved it to the center next to Rodeo, Sherwood Hall area for this event for November. And I think when I talked to Orsonio, he was just they wanted to try it out and see what the difference would be. And so I don't know if they're coming back to the trains to the ITC or. But that is a family-friendly, free, lots of food trucks, music, entertainment for the entire day on a Saturday. And it's generally after the first Friday, so I think it's usually the next day, the next Saturday, that it's been happening.
What's the name of that one again?
What's Grubbin Salinas?
Oh, what's Grubbin?
Grubbin, yeah. With a little apostrophe at the end, I think. What's Grubbin?
Yeah, okay.
So, but I don't know the status of that meeting other than for November, it was not in our district and they moved it to North Salinas. Main Street Trick or Treat, I don't know if any of you guys were here during that, but again, a zoo, lots of kids and puppies. It was great. We, as our organization, we handed out, I distributed 120 some pounds of chocolate to various businesses that said they would participate, just as our little notion of helping. Costs about $1,000. Chocolate's expensive. So we handed out, everybody who responded to me saying that they're going to join Trick or Treat got a box. So 8-pound box of chocolate. Helped out for some people, but lots of people were there. I was there. I was a Dalmatian, and my wife was Cruella de Vil. So, let's see. We're continuing to engage city staff with various issues. Trying to coordinate, working with Lisa Murphy directly to address some encampment that was starting to pop up on Monterey Street. Some of the trash happening behind on parking lot 1. The dumpsters are starting to expand, so we're working on that. Then the next one is we're collaborating, or we're talking with UC Merced Small Business Development Center. They are repositioning what the Monterey County Business Council is doing exactly, and so they're just looking to do more outreach in our area, and I'm in touch with the UC Merced director for the SBDC for the entire district, and then their assistant director is going to become the Monterey County, San Benito, and another county, the local director. So we're talking and we're putting together a list for them maybe to come over and have a meeting with everybody to sort of have a meet and greet. And that's kind of it for district coordinator stuff. That's covered in just my general report.
Fantastic. Any public comment?
Oh, thank you.
Any discussion? Yep.
Sorry, can I change my
Yeah,
mind?
go for it.
Okay, great. Okay, regarding the encampment issue, I mean, it kind of goes back to, I mean, if people weren't driven out from where they were, they may not be where you don't want them to be. Organized space, if people could, if you could get behind an idea where people, if they maintain some minimal health and safety standards, then maybe they should be passed over and made that like a policy type of thing, to where, you know, at least, well, they're not causing issue, right? I mean, who can we forgive? Who can we validate? Who can we legitimize as a real citizen? Because they basically lost their citizenship as soon as they lost their lease. And really, it's paperless. They're not homeless, they're paperless, because how does the city get a cut? How did you get a cut? Well, the owners need to get their cut. If they don't, well, then I guess we need to make a bunch of money off them. You don't want to see the problem in front of your businesses. People don't really want to be in front of your businesses. This is a process of elimination. They end up where they think they can feel safe for a little while. And they congregate together as a community until they're told you can't be here. And then we're going to take everything you got. Can we try to do something in writing, you know, that we can push on the city to validate some people? Because they're signed up for services. They're doing everything they can to follow the rules. But the rules keep on stretching themselves in that last mile. I'm just looking to help bridge that last mile. Will you help me do that? Because I understand the frustration, and I can hear it, and it's valid. I'm not saying it's not. But, you know, if you want to work towards solutions, or do you just want to stay in the addictive cycle? Thank you.
Thank you.
No, it's just updates, presentation updates.
So then we have our updates from our ad hoc committees. I don't know if anybody has DISI, because that's usually,
I got
you got it? Okay, fantastic. You good with Mike giving that up?
Yeah, different topics now. So last week we brought up, or last month we brought up the Salinas Legends Walk of Fame concept that we're playing with. I know you guys had a lot of questions. I'm fleshing it out. I'm talking to various cities, see what their processes are. Seaside has a thing, talks about different payments or donations to get the stars going. It talks about some of the who's eligible, who's not. So I'm continuing to flesh that out. The city manager and Dennis Donahue both think it's a great idea. It would have to be a collaborative thing. I don't think. Again, this is, you guys will need to ultimately vote on this, but it will, I think it should be a legacy project that even continues after our organization dissolves, because it is going to dissolve at one point or another, whether it's in 2030 or 2040. And then, but it should be made up of a citywide, committee, so that the whole, everybody's represented, basically. We're not the sole arbiter. We could be leading it, but we are not the arbiter of it. So that's, just wanted to give you guys a quick update. There is, various people have contacted me regarding it. The Monterey Herald asked me some questions, and they put an article together in their newspaper. They misquoted me, so I had them fix it. So, and since that came out, I've had like 40 or 50 submissions for like different names and people. So it's, I think people want it. And I think once we hash out the formalities and the costs, I think it's something that as an organization we should do. But when that comes, I'll continue working on that packet, or continue working on that to present to you guys in a fully formed thing. Let's see, for murals.
Sorry, I just have a question on that. How was it announced? Was that in our city center newsletter that you put it out? Or
We
how did the Herald find
put
out?
the feelers out there.
Okay.
So, and more people are starting to see those feelers. And there's a link on our website as well saying we're exploring this. Give us a submission, give us a name of what you would like to see as a resident. And so I know that, so Monterey County, I'm sorry, the Herald contacted me. I received an email from another gentleman who said he also forwarded the information to the California newsroom. I know that KSBW, not through my link to KSBW, but KSBW also heard it. I haven't heard anything about the Monterey County Weekly, but I'm sure they've heard it as well. So we're...
That's impressive if you've already gotten the funding submissions.
Yeah.
And we haven't even set up guidelines.
Right, yeah, and that's one of the things that I got misquoted on the website. They were like, the board has to decide on who's going to be selected. I'm like, no.
It's mostly my family. It's okay.
Yeah, I just see the same person hit send. But so I was misquoted by the Herald, and they fixed it right away. But basically saying that the Salinas City Center board would have to vote on the nominations. I'm like, no, that's not it. It needs to be a citywide thing, but the project still needs to be approved by our board if we want to take it on. And we are putting the feelers out there to see what the community wants. And it's starting to feel like that this is something really neat. And we can join. I looked on Wikipedia, and I think there's like 20 or 30 cities in the country that have a walk of fame. Obviously, the most famous one being Hollywood, that's administered by their chamber. And then, Palm Springs has one, so that's a much smaller city. So that's Seaside has one where they're putting out different things, and they have a website for it with full set of guidelines. And so I'm basically looking at every different organization and like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm taking some of this and adding it together. So I'm compiling a document for you guys to, bless ultimately if that's something the board wants to take on, or might take on for the board.
So the news that's being publicized, are they just saying this is something that the city of Salinas is looking at doing? Or is the news saying, give us some nominations?
They're saying that we're looking at it. So the Monterey Herald at this point said, that our organization has put out the feelers for community interest, and if you are interested in submitting a name, click on this link, and they're going to our website to submit the link.
Is there a timeline on that?
There's nothing at
Okay,
this point.
because we're still in the infancy of it.
We're very,
Yeah.
I may have put the cart before the horse on this one. So,
They may be expecting something within, you know.
I didn't expect the news
Yeah.
to start picking it up. I kind of want it to be like a little bit of organic growth,
Yeah.
and then, but I think it's starting to become its own animal. So I need to get on it and put something together, and then if you guys as a board decide not to, I need to hand it off to the chamber or some, Rotary or whatever, and see if they want to do it. But I think it would be really cool as a legacy project, and I think I'd really like to do it personally, so that's a whole different story. But I think it'd be really cool as a legacy project for our organization to do while we are still alive. And then at that point, after, we have 5 years basically to make something happen. And if we make it happen, it becomes its own animal after 5 years, then we should create a succession plan. Or we should already have a succession plan in place for something like this.
Part of that might be who you partner with to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, welcome to the world of social media where the news cycle is 43 seconds.
Yeah. So, are we good on the legends? Cool. And more information forthcoming, obviously. Mural update. Sorry, I have a list because I had some work done on my jaw. Mural update behind 201 Main. We have issued a down payment for the mural in the alleyway between Travelers and 201. He has sent us an initial concept drawing, but we have not had chance as a DISI committee to sit down and discuss it. So we're playing with that still.
So
Last
it's on the back wall of 201.
Correct, yeah. Where that fire was with the, about 2 or 3 months ago, 4 months ago now? Yeah. And the concept is like some sort of 3D art where it's an immersive piece, so.
It's not a very visible location.
It's a wall that somebody offered.
Yeah.
We can see it from our office.
We'll
Yeah.
put a camera in your office and point it at it, and then we'll put it on the website.
Well, we have one.
I've actually repointed it to the parking lot so you can see what's happening in the parking lot, but I have a mural camera for the Fox that I adjusted. But it's doable where we put items on our website for live streams. It's not rocket science beyond that.
No, even I.
I know, right? Any other mural questions at this point? Sweet. Website ADA, I know you guys brought this up where if it's accessible to everybody last month. I made some huge strides with that. Every image that I'm uploading and all the text and everything is now ADA compliant. Or all new things are ADA, all new items are ADA compliant. And our website ranks pretty high in terms of accessibility for various groups of people. So that's good. And I'm adding more and more events and more things and items, and the feedback that I'm getting from the people, the groups, and or merchants has so far been pretty positive, that they like what they're looking at. So it's good. Any questions on website stuff? Sweet. The holidays obviously are upon us. Shop Small Saturday is scheduled. We've put out flyers. We are contacting stores, soliciting if they have any specials or things like that that we can help advertise for them. Very slow moving, by the way. There's not a whole lot coming back on that. And again, if I know about an event, I will put it on the website without talking to if they've already put the event out, but they didn't tell me about it, but I happened to stumble across it, I will take that event and put it on our website. So I'm on that automatically putting things on there. So Shop Small is happening, and then the tree lighting is at the same evening on the 29th. We have our Santa booked, we have our Magic Elf booked, we have some craft tables booked. We are working with One Main Street and the Chamber to spread the word and use their facilities. Fire showing up to light the tree as usual, working with the police department to block the street for 2 hours, not the entire day. We don't want to take the parking spaces away. I know it's a thing. So Shops Mall is coming together, and it's moving along nicely. Bruges and Starbucks at this point have said they would assist and help with hot chocolate for kids for a stipend. So it should be a good event again. The rest of the holidays, holiday decor, the tree is showing up on the 20th of November at 1 Main Street. I told them to pick a nice big tree, so we'll see what shows up. We'll make sure that it's hopefully not going to die like it did last year. So that one, it got brown a little faster than it should have last year. So
I hate to break this to you, but as soon as they cut it off, it's dead.
Yeah. Well, it loses luster. But that's showing up on the 20th. But the Christmas light pros are on here on the 19th and 20th to do their thing. They're going to wrap every single light post again, just like they have in the past. The encroachment permits and everything has been filed and completed. Our banner swap was actually going to happen today, but due to the weather, Monterey Signs pushed it back. So we are going to do everything on the 20th, it looks like. So the next week is going to be quite busy. I've reached out to various building owners regarding decorating their empty storefronts. And to be honest, I've been a little bit behind, so I've not made a whole lot of progress on that. So I got your message, Tom, and I've talked to Camino's. I might be able to do the tailor shop, but I don't think it's going to be gone in time. So, and then I've talked to.
Did you talk about Lines on Aging?
They sent me a message. The goal was actually, and I got you as well, but the goal was for empty storefronts.
Oh, empty storefronts.
So yeah, that one's
I thought
got.
you wanted any storefronts.
Yeah, and I talked to Jay and Rick to Serpa regarding Brew and Crew. They don't, and I'm not picking on them specifically, but there has been the outside painting the windows with some decor seems to be okay with everybody, but actually going inside of the store and putting up a Christmas decor is not necessarily happening. So I know maybe I'll put a few small trees in your window, but I'm not sure how far I'm going to get with the actual window decorations this year.
Lines on Aging would have their larger window
On the right side.
is open.
Yeah, but they've got a bunch of banners and they put things in.
They need to do some different things, and I sit on that board and get very vocal with them.
Got it.
So they can use the whole side.
Okay. If I get my act together and get some window painters, basically we would give the window painter X amount of dollars and paint it on and scrape it off by the second week or first week of January. So it's an all-in deal. So we don't really do anything other than write a check. So and give them guidelines on what to paint.
So do you have those guidelines you can get to me?
I have a few names, but I don't have. I have nothing. I'm behind.
So
Yeah.
Yes, right,
Guidelines.
Oh no, it's basically Christmas decor, holiday decor, snowmen, lights, twinklies, things like that.
So do you just actually select the businesses based on what the storefront needs? Is that how you determine who needs to have some additional holiday decor?
No.
How is that selected?
If you're empty, that was my
Empty,
main, that was my
there are no
guideline.
tenants in the building?
Yeah,
Okay.
vacancies.
Okay.
So like, right around the arch, there's 2 empty storefronts. I'd like to do something with that,
Gotcha.
but
Okay.
I haven't heard from those parties,
Okay, thank you.
so. Yeah. Good luck. So other than that, that's my DISI report, I think. Is there anything else you guys have questions and or comments on? Sweet. All yours.
I really don't have an update on SOBO.
Status quo?
There's no
I got a couple of things on SOBO. First of all, I wanted to say Damien is excellent.
Good.
He is
Got
one
here.
of the best hires we've ever had down there, so I'm
I thought you were going
really
to say something
happy
bad.
with Damien. I do not see Kevin at all these
Yeah.
days, so I don't know what his situation is. Do you, Greg?
He's had some absences, yeah. He's slowing down,
Yeah, I know that.
so we're,
But I do want to say Damien does an excellent job.
Yeah.
He's very easy to talk to, he's cordial with people.
yeah, he's a good guy. I
Good
like
guy,
him.
really good guy.
And on security, I had to call the Ally 2 days ago. Anyway, it was just a good experience.
Okay.
You know, they right away dealt with the issue,
Yeah.
you know, and, yeah, we were on top of it, so.
I got a message from Mia yesterday. Apparently there was a gentleman who was outstaying his welcome inside the store, and we got the entire team moving immediately. He happened to be outside, he already left by the time Roger got there, and then because we have like 6 or 10 people on our text thread for like, stuff happening, various people would say, oh yeah, I see him over here, this guy's moving out, and he walked out of Central and he's gone, so I was like, all right, cool, we're good to go. But apparently he was being aggressive inside, so we try and stay on that as soon as we get a message like that, we get on it, so.
Yeah, and I've got a real issue with the library. Steinbeck Library has got a bunch of
It's getting bad.
hanging out there, and these guys are smoking weed and throwing their crap all over the place. It's just a total mess. And I went into the library and talked to the guy running it, and he said that basically there's nothing he can do, that they tell them they can't camp there. That's the only thing they have, is a sign saying they can't camp there. But these people are right in the entrance to the library.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine, I got up in this council meeting last week and expressed this concern. I can't imagine bringing my children into this place. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Our schools are taking our kids to public libraries in other cities at this point.
But my
Just
issue
so you know.
here is nobody's doing anything about it. What does
No,
it
they're not.
take to say, you guys can't be here? The cops should be down there
It should be.
and just,
We have,
See ya.
I think we all went to this meeting where they said, there's like, well, maybe it was at Rotary, so no, we're not all there. And it said there's like 9 people or 9 officers on duty at all times. They can't move people on, right? And this is gonna continue to be a bigger issue. It's not necessarily homeless, so I'm not picking on Homeless West, just so you know, because it could be anybody, but people are, there's a gentleman who walked in my office twice this last week asking for money. He's not homeless, by the way, but he's not homeless. I know where he lives, but he comes in and because I followed him, and it's asking for money. Well, I'm frustrated, it's very I have an office full of women, right? I'm not very intimidated, but he's like, I need money. And I'm like,
Don't we all?
and I told him, you have to leave, you cannot, it's illegal for you to come in my office and ask for money. You need to leave or I'm gonna have you arrested, right? So, but he's just not mentally stable is what it comes down to. You need some type of medical care, that obviously I can't help him with. But this is a problem. These are the people who are coming into the businesses
yeah,
downtown.
this is not cool.
Yeah, it's not at all. Now we're locking our door, and not allowing people to come in. You have to have an appointment to walk in my office. I have a storefront downtown. Shouldn't be that way, right?
It shouldn't.
Yeah. So it's, whether they're homeless or not, this gentleman happened to be not homeless, but
We'll reach out to Chief and tell him those things.
yeah, they're coming in the offices, which is not okay. So anyhow, but yeah, that was not my SOBO update, but that just happened at my office, and I think everybody's just sort of talking about, what's happening with SOBO. Things are staying cleaner. I feel like they're cleaner, picking up the garbage, things like that. It's really nice,
Mhm.
We do need to talk, so this morning I was late, and it's because the street was flooding, and it's because the farmer's market has the stuff
yeah.
plugged up, right? So I'm out there, trying to take the plastic, right, from the street and pull the sandbags up so that the water can drain, because literally the street was flooding this morning because of that, right? So
That's the city, isn't that?
well, they should be doing it, but
The farmer's market should be pulling those.
they should be pulling
Well,
it up, but
the
it's not
sand-
happening,
The
so.
sandbags are the pressure washer guy, he leaves them behind sometimes, so I'll make sure to reach out to both the farmer's market and our pressure washer to make sure that those are
The
collected.
plastic is removed from the drains,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that water can run down, because we're gonna have rain now for the next 7 days, so.
Why
we
does
need to-
the farmer's market put plastic
So
They're
people don't
required.
dump stuff down there, you know, and I get it, you know,
Grease.
but it's, those things. And we just need to make sure that during the rain season, now that they're removed, you know, during the summer, it's fantastic, don't get me wrong, there's no garbage down there and, but right now it's.
But it's a city requirement to block the drains.
I see,
So they have those big grates so that things don't enter the waterway.
okay.
That's basically it.
So it just needs to be managed during rainy season,
And they just need management when they're not there.
yeah.
They're leaving it in place because it's easier.
Yeah, they just need to take it out when they leave it.
That's all it is. It's, they're being lazy.
I have a question on, I think this is under SOBO, the sort of the block captain idea. Are we still doing that?
Yeah, we're still doing it, and people are still walking. We haven't had a meeting. I think we probably should reach out a little bit more about, you know, if there are issues. I mean, I know I've heard from the cooks a couple times on a few things, you know. And I know that we need probably 2 more block captains towards the train station area, right? Because that's where we are lacking block captains, but we do get some feedback from our block captains. They usually will tell us if there's an issue. If there's no issue, they don't tell us. We don't reach out. Maybe we should be a little more proactive though in asking. So maybe what we'll do is just send out an email.
I'm the only one on the block.
I like it.
Is there a list
Problem
of
solved.
them? Because I've never met my block captain, I have no idea who my block captain is.
I thought it was you.
I've never signed up to be a block captain.
No, we have, I mean, and we've asked a few businesses that just happen to walk, like the cooks walk all the time, so they're doing like this of Monterey Street, right? Like I do my block and I walk up a little bit, up to like the 400 block, right? And so just do that little area, you
And
know,
we
so,
have, yeah, I kind of.
You guys have this. Yep, so.
What are their duties?
Just literally just telling us stuff. Like,
If
I
you
don't
happen to
worry.
see like, hey, you know, this tree's really overgrown, just tell us so we can take care of it. Or if there's garbage or you having a, you know, an
So
issue with
you're
people
snitch.
parking somewhere, just say something so we can call the security. Like, it's just so that you're our eyes and ears that we don't see every
Just
day.
more eyes. That's
That's
all
it.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, one of the things is during SOBO, we want the block captains to be part of our SOBO meetings and kind of just,
Yeah, because right now, our SOBO meetings consist of me and Greg, right? And so literally, like, we're trying to now encourage other people that, like, that are in the community, that are working down here. So you don't have to live here or whatever. As long as you work down here and you want to be a part of it, just tell us what's going on, you know, so we can keep it clean. Any public comment?
I'll pass.
Okay.
Thank you.
Land use.
Oh, sorry, land use.
no real updates. We haven't had a meeting, Jason's been busy. There has been no traction since our last meeting regarding parking and whatnot. So, other than, I don't know if you guys got this update, but the Hardin Ranch and the Hardin Foundation declined the use of their grant money to fund a parking study. So if, I don't know if you haven't heard that, that did occur. So, sometimes I forget who I run into and tell. So, we're looking, we're still exploring others, but we're also exploring just small incremental changes, not necessarily a large parking management district upgrade all at once as a big forklift upgrade, but more a, you know, let's focus on enforcement a little bit more,
Yeah.
or, you know, things like that.
I've been talking to Jay. Jay was kind of commissioned to do a little bit of work on that.
Yeah.
And Jay and I talked about it. Number one, the enforcement's got to be much, much better than it is right now. So we're kind of wondering if we could deal with the city and get the city to designate our district separate from the rest of the other parking areas that they're doing.
Yeah.
And then if we could do that, then we could at least control what's going on in our district, have the parking enforcement be very regular, and possibly share in some of the ticket revenues. I'm not sure how that would work, but I think we should be definitely looking at that as opposed to, you know, paid parking and all this other stuff that really gets complex. If we did good enforcement, I guarantee you that the use of the parking lots would go up astronomically.
And I'm also talking to Lisa Murphy regarding some of the parking garage issues and parking validation for other businesses, not just the Maya. So it should be used more. And what can we do to help that?
Enforce.
Then we could go outside and stop using the one behind the permit center for its
Yeah,
parking lot. They take up half the spot.
they've got almost all of them.
Useless.
Yep, agreed.
The other thing on land use I wanted to bring up is Taylor Farms is going through the process now of being approved by the Planning Commission, which they just barely got approved. 2 people voted against it, if you can imagine. I kind of think our organization should weigh in on this. Somebody should speak for us in support of the idea of downtown housing, because it's, I mean, God, it's one of the most important things we can do in the downtown, is to build housing, get more people down here, and all of the related growth that would come as a result of it.
Well, it's in the vibrancy plan, so it's not
Yeah,
like
it's
a
obvious,
stretch,
yeah.
you know, it's just make it a priority.
Which project is this? Is this the one where they're doing parking lot?
This is for Lot 8 and Lot 12, and they're in negotiations on Tuesday. The council is going to vote on this, and I just think that someone from our organization should get up and say, you know, we support this type of development in the downtown. It's going to be very positive for everybody, and particularly for our organization.
Well, so does the council, because they approved the downtown vibrancy plan.
Yes,
Their own plan says it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
economic development element says it.
So I don't know
it's
if
like-
somebody's gonna speak against it, or if they're gonna have issues or whatever, but I think, you know.
I'll make sure to be there, and
I'll be there.
I'll put
for
something,
sure.
I'll put a small 2-minute speech together.
Yeah, I think that's,
Well, you know, refer to the vibrancy plan and the ED, I can help you.
I assume there's gonna be Section 8 housing in these?
There is a 20% affordable inclusionary.
they haven't said that yet.
Okay, they haven't said it, but I think that was the discussion at the planning committee, that was 20%, right? Am I mistaken,
I
Steve?
think it's gonna be 25%.
Oh,
It's
there, it's even better.
It's negotiable.
So, there you go.
All right, so we have some, or I should ask public comment at the end of that,
I'll pass.
okay? All right, so we're gonna move on to our action items. And we have election of directors.
Are you want to run as the next in line,
Secretary?
or the
Yeah.
secretary?
I hate to do that, but I'm so sorry, I'm getting more meeting at 11, and think it's gonna run so long.
But we still have quorum, so, yeah, we have 7 out of 13, so we're still good.
So are we on the nominations right now?
Yep, we're on to nominations, I don't know how quickly we can get through those, but, like,
Well, it's,
so,
you know, as the chair, so why don't, you
Yeah,
know, let's
go for
start.
it.
And first of all, I want to acknowledge Greg for keeping us on time and meeting all our deadlines, and really a very important leadership role in this. So we are in full alignment with our bylaws. We needed to assign a nominating committee 45 days before this date, and we did that on the 9th of, 15th of September, so we're ahead. The nominating committee was Audrey Wardwell, Katie Castagna, Steve Ish, and myself. The nomination forms were sent out ahead of time on October 2nd. There were no nominations came in by the deadline, which was 20 days before today. So we have a slate. We're going to have do this 5 times, so we can nominate and vote on the slate as a whole, but we have to do a roll call on that. And then we're going to separately make nominations for the officers. So I'd like to start out saying that the nominating committee nominates for renewals Amy Salmina, Katie Castagna, Frank Saunders, Jay DeSerpa, Ruth Rodriguez, and Steve Ish. Thank you all for your willingness to continue your service. That's great. Appreciate that. So now we're going to take a roll call vote on that. So the motion from the committee, nominating committee, is to nominate these. So we need a second to that.
Second?
Any conversation, discussion on it? If not, we'll take the roll call vote. I'll start with Greg. So you're voting yes or no?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Willette?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Frank?
Yes.
Amy?
yes,
And I'm a yes, so thank you very much for your service. You're back in the saddle. Now we're going to move on to the officers. So the nominating committee would like to nominate Audrey to continue as the board president, and I'll need a second for that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? So we'll go to the roll call again. This is aye or no for Audrey for president. Greg?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Willett?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Tom?
Aye.
Frank?
Yes.
Amy?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Thank you, Audrey, for your
Do you know
service.
what comment it is?
Pardon me?
When do we invoke public comment?
Yeah, you're supposed to take public comment after each motion to elect, seconded, then a discussion, deliberation, and roll call vote. Oh, no,
Public comment.
there should be a public comment after deliberation and roll call vote. I put it in the wrong order on my agenda, I'm sorry.
Well, my bad, I just blew by it too. So do we have, can we back up and have public comment on the slate?
On Audrey,
I'll pass it.
no comment?
Yeah.
Any on
I
Audrey?
approve. Yes.
All right, so we're almost halfway through this. So now we're gonna move on to vice president, and the nominating committee would like to nominate Amy to continue as vice president, so we'll need a second for that.
Second.
Any discussion? I don't think,
I
we
approve.
have public comment out there, every one of these?
Yeah, I mean, you should.
Okay, let's do it.
Yes.
Good.
So, without that, I'll have to do the roll call for Amy for vice president. Greg?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Willett?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Tom?
Yep.
Frank?
Yes.
Amy?
Yep.
And I'm an aye as well. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the nominations for board secretary. The nominating committee would like to nominate Katie for that role. Can you do a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Public comment?
I'll approve.
So we'll go on to the roll call for Katie for board secretary. Greg?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Willett?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Tom?
Yep.
Frank?
Yes.
Amy?
Yep.
And I am an aye as well. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the board treasurer, and the nominating committee would like to nominate Tom for that position. You have a second?
I'll second that one.
I'll bet he's gonna like this
Thank you for that.
Contested vote.
Any discussion on that nomination? Second? So we'll take a roll call on Tom for treasurer.
Public comment?
Public comment?
one. Approve.
So Greg?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Willett?
Yes.
Katie? Tom?
Yeah.
Frank?
Yes.
Amy?
Yes.
And I am a yes as well. So thank you very much. Congratulations. We appreciate your service and look forward to working with you for another couple of years. And a report.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna head out, so I'm gonna let Katie take over. Apologize.
Okay. All right, so now we are moving on to the consideration for adoption of the fiscal year 24-25 budget, or is that,
No.
25-26.
it should be 25-26?
Ah, sorry, copy and paste from last year.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so, do we have any public comment?
No, I'll pass it.
Well, no, before we go to public comment, we present.
Okay, thank you. It's a, yes, I'd like,
comment on
I'd
something
like to
I
have
haven't
a
seen.
presentation, thank you.
Yeah, first. Let me pass it out, no one's seen this yet. You take one, pass those around. Pretty simple, well, I don't know, I'm not the treasurer anymore, do I?
December 1st.
Yeah.
It's still your baby.
Me.
Oh, no.
Oh, you won't get far.
You know, that doesn't match your jacket.
I know.
Okay,
Uh,
tell us about the budget.
Pretty similar form to last year here. As we go through this, I'll kind of just point out a few highlights, kind of starting from the top. Projected assessments for this next fiscal year. Remember, our fiscal year is at December 1st.
New toner cartridge. I'll buy you.
This was, copies made by Greg. So the total assessments for our fiscal year, which begins December 1st and runs through November 30th, kind of odd, but that's what it is. $509,688. That number is what we approved back in April of this past year for the assessment, because we have to pre-approve the increase to our assessments as part of our annual report. And because of timing with the, getting that to the county, that was approved earlier this year, and so that's the number for the current tax year that we are in. Collection loss, we always put that on contingency reserve, that's 2%. Roughly half of that is the US Postal Office, which doesn't pay their assessment fee, but it is assessed to them. And then another 1% roughly for just who knows what happens in the district. As we go through.
But that number can actually, as we went this year, can go both ways.
Yeah,
Some
this last
people
year
who
went up.
haven't paid their prior year assessments, finally pay them.
Yeah, and we haven't had, so just kind of going through it.
Sorry.
Collection loss, we really haven't, there have been people or property owners years ago who were constantly delinquent, but I feel like that hasn't really been the case.
I think so.
And pretty much we're collecting, some are late, but we're collecting on pretty much everything.
Minus post office.
Minus post office. So, as we go through the allocation between SOBO, DISI, admin, and contingency is spelled out in our bylaws, and how that 500,000 gets spread out. As we go through SOBO, most of those expenses are kind of similar to last year. I did do slight bumps. Maintenance went up a little. Maintenance is not supposed to go up, but I put a 3% increase here just in case it does during the course of the year. Same with security, bump that up a little bit. On that, maintenance is mostly Smith and Enright, but there are other, items in there for just supplies and different miscellaneous stuff needed as well as pressure washing. Yeah. Aphid control, tree pruning, is part of that. Looking to overspend by 38,000 this year. I'm projecting right now we'll have a 76,000 carryover in SOBO. And so roughly spending half of that carryover, barring any funding from grant funds to supplement. Next month, we will have the actual year-end numbers, and so what I'm looking today is to approve this, but then we'll then amend it next month to reflect the actual year-end balances.
This is 11 months of actuals, so there's a month of projection.
Still a month.
So you true up.
But are we gonna be asked to approve a full 12-month budget? I mean, is this?
So what
This is a 12-month budget.
This is 12-month budget, approve this for next year, and then we'll approve an amendment to it next month, just modifying the carryover to that actual.
And the line items in the budget might change a little bit, depending if things came in
If they're paid
in
this
the
fiscal
month
year
of
or next
November,
fiscal
like you
year.
thought they would, or if they got pushed out.
Yeah. So moving over to DISI, pretty similar, so back on SOBO staff is the maintenance personnel, and then a quarter of Greg's. DISI, that's a quarter of Greg's there. District identity, we've got kind of a number of items in that 96,000 from new welcome bags for new businesses in town, social media, advertising, holiday decor, marketing, banners, pretty much make up that. Streetscape improvements, 5,000, that was for just refreshing planter boxes, on Main Street. Kind of every year we need to be adding rocks, replacing plants, redoing some of them. Carryover projected is 59,000, looking to spend 11 of that. So spending 11 over. So ending 48 next year. Admin, 71,000 in called revenue. Most of these items are pretty consistent from last year. A couple of things I'd like to point out. Accounting has been getting expensive. And so I put 19,000 kind of looking at where we are this year. There's been more accounting expenses with grant funds and, keeping track of all that. So I'm talking to Tom, something I think I would be supportive too, is, maybe we start to go out and look for, is there another accounting, get a bid from another accounting agency in town. Because 19, that's a hefty amount. Putting it in here just because that's what we're running right now, or we're gonna run this current fiscal year. And so hopefully we can, this next year, whittle that number down.
But nobody in town, all the accountants I talk to, they can't find staff, so they're raising the prices.
Yeah.
So,
And maybe it's the best we can do.
well, but the other option is some of the firms that I talk with, because I talk with a lot of them on a regular basis.
Yep.
Is they don't use people here, they actually have all the work done in LA where they can find people
Yeah.
much cheaper than they can find here. So,
But it's worth, I think, putting it out there and just seeing if there's another option.
because you don't have all the ag firms that we have.
Legal fees for our attorney, HR, grant writing. The grant writing was less this last year than it was the year before, but it's definitely been well worth the payoff, what we've been able to get from that. Rent, 10,500, rent utilities. I don't know if you want to,
Yeah, I guess, and Greg and I have talked about this, and as you and I have talked about it, you know, I have empty offices, I don't really understand, I don't have a problem just assigning one of them, or if all you really need is a window to post results, post notices in a mailbox.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem offering one of my buildings for you to use as an address.
Or even the window, the official business 44 West, your empty window there.
40 West cannot be occupied, so I would be afraid of that, but we could do 44.
But the postings and,
Yeah, that'd be fine. So we could save some money now. We do have some question about whether or not where the security guards would take a break. But I also don't have a problem with security guards
So-
using my bathroom.
So that's a great offer. I guess what I would suggest is we approve the budget, and then if we
Right.
end
Well,
up
that's our-
saving on the
that's
back
why
end,
it's-
that's what I'm
that'd be great.
proposing here.
Yeah.
So
That's an opportunity.
That's
that
worst
we'll
case,
bake
and then we
together.
can, yeah.
10.5 would
Cost
cover
savings.
the rent
Existing.
if nothing changes.
Yeah.
But just, my recommendation would be, let's explore other opportunities this next year. And, because between that and accounting, that's a huge number.
Mhm.
You know, if we can free up that funding for something else, it would be great. Office furniture supplies, I dropped that. Greg's requesting more on computer, internet, telephone. And so I kind of figured we need less furniture and probably more tech stuff. So bumped up computer, internet, 6,500. Not as high as Greg was hoping. But again, maybe if we have rent and other accounting savings, there might be room there.
Steal from
down the
grants.
road, you know, to do stuff there. Staff salary, that's half of Greg's. And that is it for administration there. Contingency reserve, really the only factor for contingency reserves is our formation cost payback. There is one more payment. It was a $50,000 essentially loan from the city that we're paying back in 5,000 increments over 10 years. That would be this next fiscal year, the last payment will be made. So contingency reserves, I'm projecting we're gonna end with $32,000 in extra funding just because we haven't had really many surprises. And we actually got more, we didn't have any contingency loss. We actually had more received than projected. So I'm proposing, because of the administration budget there, we moved 20,000 of our contingency reserve funding over to admin to help cover all those costs. And not moving anything to SOBO or DISI. They've got enough to carry over to float what we're projecting for this coming year. Starting, looking to start the year at 190,000 in balance, cash balance, and end of next fiscal year at 117, so drawing down 73,000 of this budget. Hopefully, for some grant funding, that'll ease that and we can extend that longer.
Well, I think there's opportunities in here to cut some
Yeah,
costs.
exactly, especially like those two items we talked about. Any questions?
You've got the grant writer you're carrying as an expense. Do you have any projection for grants, or are they just kind of treated like free money and they show up when they show up?
So we get billed, the grant writing is, we get billed for that. We can't pay for it from the grants. And so it's kind of a, I don't think a commission. I mean,
Well,
it's
but
kind of a
it's-
finder's fee.
What
a
I'm
1099.
saying is you're not budgeting any grant revenue, so
That
it's very
was my point.
conservative.
Grant
You're
revenue-
budgeting an expense, but you're only
Grant revenue
budgeting,
goes to a different, that's not part of the
that's not this
books.
budget?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
this is our budget of going out there and trying to get grants.
So think of this as the operating fund,
Operating, yeah.
then there's a restricted fund, which is another sheet,
Yep.
which only has right now one thing on it, right?
Pretty much, we're down to after, so this is the assessment, how we're gonna spend the assessment dollars. That's what
Okay.
we're voting on here.
Got it.
Okay, the
Even
grant,
though like the grants might apply to DISI
grant funds can be
events,
used for DISI
activities,
and
but
reduce
this
these
isn't.
expenses.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
But that's kind of a separate budget called, restricted for outside of assessment dollars. So this is our expense to get those funds. Right now, we've got about 80,000 in grant funds. 30 of that's gonna go, 15 of it's gonna go towards holiday decor for this coming fiscal year, for this coming season. And another 15 of it or so is gonna go toward the mural at 201 Main. And so we'll be left with, that'll use up all of our grant funds that we've received before October of this year. And then we just received a $50,000 grant fund, and so we've got roughly 80 right now. I'll give you the exact number. $80,762.90. So after the holiday expenses and the mural, that will use up all grant funds that we've received prior, which we kind of need to start using those up and zeroing those out. We just received a $50,000 grant from Monterey Peninsula Foundation, which then will have that grant fund going into next fiscal year.
Is it restricted in any way?
DISI expenses. And as far as projects go, if anyone has things they'd recommend, or ideas, talk to them.
Well,
Okay.
That's my
this
budget.
parking district, study that we've got folks on and being able to find, qualifying grant money to pay for it.
I would assume that would not be good for this one.
No, that's what I'm assuming too, from what you said, so should we be focusing on trying to direct the grant writer to something like that? Maybe an economic development?
And that could be, I'd say, reach out to Laura on that.
And I've asked her several times, and she has not come across anything that would fit where we could apply for.
Yeah.
So there are things the city might be able to apply for, but we can't, is that what you're?
Probably, yeah. I'm sure there's some bigger governmental grants that they need to apply for, but at this time, nothing for organizations such as ours.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
Just to remind everybody, this was not going to be the parking district plan, this was just gonna be a feasibility study. It's like what if we had that, what's the possible return?
Yeah.
Bring some, maybe
Yeah.
movement in that direction.
Any other questions on this, on the budget?
okay, any public comment?
Okay, hi, good morning, John Silva, first visit. Just definitional, what does DISI mean? You mentioned DISI,
District Identity and Streetscape Improvements.
streetscape?
Streetscape Improvements.
Okay, cool. And then, you mentioned some paying back a loan to the city of $50,000, and how long has that been in place for? And then, where does it come from? What city fund does it come from?
Gosh, so the city hired a consultant, I believe,
2015, 14?
before this organization began to set it up and get it going. Cost them $50,000. They put that as essentially a loan to pay back over 10 years. And so there's been $5,000 payments from our beginning. And so we've got $45,000 that's been paid. $5,000 will get paid probably at the beginning of, I think it usually goes out in what, December, January,
Pretty
something like
early,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. So the next 2 months, then the city will be fully paid back for the loan to create this,
Okay, so it had its own bucket at the city level, that
I
50.
guess, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other public comment?
Thank you. Anything else? Okay, all right, so then, we've had more discussion. Is there a motion to approve the budget?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, we do not need a roll call vote for this, do we?
No, no, this is regular course of
I'm
business.
traumatized by the roll call vote that
Here we go.
you did. All right,
Well, I don't even know the applicant is next week.
with the revision.
No, we have the work plans.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Wilma.
Yeah.
Question, our next scheduled meeting is when?
December 7th, I believe. I have to double check. It's not 7th, that's the first Friday. 5th is the first Friday, so it'll be around the 10th
The
or so.
11th,
Before
the
you
11th.
so we don't have a forum, so it's next meeting.
So the meeting is now,
So go ahead and adjourn the meeting.
We can adjourn the meeting, well, okay.
Well, I have to leave, we lose quorum, so that's why we have to.
Do you have one more item
We have
that,
a work plan, that's gonna take us 15 minutes to plow through, so.
and I do need to leave.
Okay, so then can we
Can we
postpone the
put
work
that
plan
to the next
adoption to
meeting?
next month?
Mhm.
Okay, we will plan to do that.
The budget's the important one.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
All right, cool, thank you.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned?
Yeah, except, can we, what day is the next meeting?
The next meeting is,
The
sorry.
11th, maybe December 11th?
Second Thursday.
Thursday. So it is the 11th, correct?
Yeah.